I have been afforded one of the greatest opportunities of my life, and that is just to speak for 3 minutes about the Honorable Louise Bennett Coverley. She was one of the few Jamaicans who continued the tradition of speaking Jamaica talk, and that me like, and everywhere me go me talk it too. And I will always live up to a tradition because Jamaica talk beautiful, and thanks to Miss Lou for make it nice.
Outlook. Canada and the West Indies, the two Commonwealth nations in North America, have ties that go a long way back. And it might be natural to assume that these islands are about 100 years behind us in culture too. But this is not so. We have in the studio this evening two people who are well qualified to answer questions of this sort. Louise Bennett Coverley, collector of folklore, singer, composer, writer and director from Jamaica, and Errol Hill, tutor in drama at the University College of the West Indies.
Well, I've made up about the migration, for instance. So many Jamaicans going away to live in England. This is a bit on the Englishman too, for it says Jamaica people colonize in England in reverse.
Now you folks go right ahead.
This one is Rosie Daisy.
Beef and broccoli? You beef and broccoli?
I could take a little sketch.
I have to make her see. Because if it don't look so trashy.
I'm going to just pass it over.
That's right. Well, you know, this is what to say that you eat with your eyes.
Long time, y'all never see you.
Louise Bennett is a poet, a playwright, a broadcaster, a comedian, and a cultural ambassador to Jamaicans around the world. And of course, in Jamaica, she is simply known as Miss Lou. For more than 50 years, she's been telling the tales of life in Jamaica in a language that no one before her dared to put down on the printed page, Jamaican patois.
Long time, y'all never see you.
When you started writing poems, people in Jamaica thought it was the wrong thing to do, didn't they?
Not all the people.
No, but the people who were teaching
the
it.
educators. They thought, well, this person is going to corrupt the young. They will never be able to talk proper.
This long time, y'all never see you. Like we like this long time, y'all never see you.
So, how are you?
Oh, my dear, in Jamaica, I would say, me dep on a blow for breath.
Say it again.
Me dep on a blow for breath. That means I'm alive. I'm alive.
All right, now tell me something. A lot of the poems you talk about poverty. You talk about not having enough.
Yeah, you see? And the first one I wrote was on the tram car. We call it country tram, but it's market people taking the food down to feed the town. And they were relegated to the last 4 benches. Because, you know, there are baskets and bags and things, so they don't mind that. But they never liked to see anybody who could sit up front coming to sit there. I was not quite 14. I just decided to go in the back benches. And when I walked in, one woman said to the other one, "Spread out yourself." And she just took her apron, you know, "Spread out yourself, one dress woman I come." You know? I said, my gosh, see, this is the language I should be writing in. I wrote the first set of verses. "Spread out yourself, Deliza. One dress woman I look like, said, she said the list peer size that we and want to poke herself in there. Spread out, gal, should I come? No man a space in here at all. We make you fool, so Liza, spread out yourself now, girl, you know." And anyhow, I went to school and tried it out with my school friends, and they said, "Louise, man, write another one. It sounds good, man."
So you really started to ignite something in people.
Oh, you see, when I used to go to school, they used to teach me for sing, "Do you ken John Peel at the close of day? Do you ken John?" Oh, yeah. Now, do you ken John Peel?
We don't know who was Ken John Peel. In fact, I thought Ken was a name. I didn't know that Ken means, "Do you know?"
They did not say, "Do you know John Peel?" They said, "Do you ken?" Them talking them for them language.
There we were singing all these things. And there were all these lovely Jamaican songs, you know, and we never could sing them. Not in school. Oh, dear me, what a sad thing.
But I say, you sing a Jamaican lullaby for me. They would say, rock-a-bye, baby, and the tree. I said, no, man, I want a Jamaica one. I said, I bet you if I start singing, you might know it. Oh, bring cake, baby alone. Baby eat all, no give mama none. Mama get vexed, and with baby pan.
How important is it for you? You talk about a people having a culture, an identity.
Very, very important. I feel that you must know from whence you came, you know, because there was this lack of respect. There was this thing of disparaging anything that was came out of the slavery days, and that there are some people who don't even like to hear the word slavery.
There has been a common history, wouldn't you say, Louise? A common background. The islands were settled, and then, of course, you had the large populations which became the working class of the islands, transported first of all from Africa, slave labor, West Africa, and when the slaves were emancipated back in the 1830s, cheap labor was brought in, indentured labor from India and from China.
All Jamaicans, rich and poor, knew the dialect, but it was associated with the less affluent. It belonged to the world of coffee and kwashi. When someone called you coffee or kwashi, it was a serious insult. You were crude, ignorant, vulgar, and maybe stupid. But the world of coffee and kwashi was the world of the multitude, coming up from hard times.
I would say that it is from the late 1930s when there was a demand from the working class for a larger share of the wealth of the islands. And this was very quickly taken up by the educated middle class who became leaders of the movement.
The country needed a cultural spokesman like Louise Bennett. She came at the right time, in a society that came out of the bondage of hard work without pay. It was necessary in such a society to reaffirm the majesty of work. If there must be pride, let it be pride in honest work, well done, that robs no one and benefits many.
And out of all this agony, and that people brought all this laughter, all this business of strength.
Bad people, oh, yeah, then wash them out, Bunny. Me house is weak, you see. Me house is weak and done.
And so a lot of our songs, the theme of the song is sad. We sing it in a happy tune, you know.
Hosanna, me build a house, so ha, me build on a rocky.
And you know that colonies have got this problem of feeling that anything native is not particularly good. And they have got to be educated to an appreciation. Because I think Louise agrees with me that one of the sure means of welding these disparate communities together will be through the cultural arts.
Hosanna, Hosanna, ho, ho, ha, ha. And me is a senior citizen. Me no shame to say me a senior citizen over there, because I'm treat senior citizens good. Let me tell you something. Sometimes I go into a store, and when the woman said to me, are you 65? Me go up and hesitate, but she says, Here, Anna. Oh, today we have a special, 25% discount for 65. I say I'm 70.
Because she's not supposed to be alone anymore. You just can't be alone anymore. It's not safe. Because if anything happens, there would be nobody to help her, But it's a lot, because now she can't be by herself at all.
But I have a brother daughter, you see.
What's a brother daughter?
A brother?
Brother? An extra daughter.
A gift.
She has no children. She has a lot of adoptees. On top of all the adoptees now, I am the extra one because she never really adopted me. She just acquired me.
Yes,
She just thieved me and run away.
Yes,
brother,
it's a gift. Me doing well as a senior citizen master. I mean, enjoy can't done. But with all of that, Be that as it may, my child, yet still and for all. You know that tune what him just, you know it? Enough Jamaica's sin thing, me miss, enough foreign things, sweet me too. Me not tell you no lie, but when me remember me sweet Jamaica, what a come on me. Bright, bright sunshine, bright blue sea, hilltop kiss in the sky, river sing song, moonshine night. Ay, 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 ay,
You know, in Jamaica, we make up the new and topical words to old folk tunes all the time. Whatever is topical, we would put them to an old folk tune. Now, that is what we call the mento.
Come back, champion, come back, friend. Me not tell you goodbye. Come back, champion, come back, friend. What a memory.
And the mento is very much like the calypso, but it's more a rounder rhythm. You know, the calypso is a stronger beat.
Yes. Now we're going to go to the mento. You know the mento part? Make me real and turn till we turn. Make me hold hand. Make me real and turn till we turn. Make me hold your hand.
There are other kinds of folk songs, Louise. And I'm not thinking only of the calypso, which started off in Trinidad many, many years ago, but songs like the digging songs, which you have in Jamaica, and which we have also called work songs in Trinidad.
We do it to the accompaniment of a field labor, of digging, you know.
Yes.
And there's always a singer man who says, Bachichi Bada on the chorus.
In the calypsos or the mentos, whatever you like to call them, in the different islands, there were a fair number of the aspirations of the people.
This one, the drive of the houses, of course, it speaks for itself, so I'll just go right into it. The chorus starts. Drive where the houses do not worth a cent, and yet we have to pay so much for rent. One Monday morning, a landlord went to a tenant to get his rent, but the tenant said, Massa, me no fool, me not pay no rent, me no swimming pool. Drive where the houses do not worth a cent, and yet we have to pay so much for rent.
The pantomime appears to be a vehicle in which you tell these stories. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
The panto started in Jamaica 50 years ago as a based on the British pantomime. It started out as an English pantomime, and through the years it became a folk musical.
I think, Louise, you were responsible for the very first Jamaican pantomime as opposed to the English.
Well, yes. And when I'm in Britain, of course, I go to theatre. That was part of the whole thing. I liked the medium of pantomime, you know, the whole structure of the panto, and the laughter and the whatnot. I come back to Jamaica, and I went to see our panto, and I could have been in England. And I looked on the stage and said, but stop, what is this? He even accused me at the time of being racist, because, you know, because I said the pantomime was pretty. Pretty costume, pretty light, nearly everybody right.
Of all the pantomimes that you've done, I just love Queen's Daughter. There's somebody here who go on like she, you know, she's a great dramatic person, and go on like she can do drama good, and she can do comedy good, and she can act big smart, and she act little pitney. Pasty. Leonie? Well, there was one Queen's Daughter, with Leonie was the daughter, and me was the queen, he was the mother of my child. My daughter, shame on me because me was a higgler. And me did feel bad about that.
But locks, Mama.
You remember what you
me
said?
shame of you, and me love you.
I remember what me said? lion heart, feel me long hum lion.
Feel me love will never done. Feel me love will never done. Shining like the sunshine. Only
If we part and never meet again, if we part and never meet again,
feel me heart keep on a beat, strong and everlasting. Only feel
It was under the coconut tree, darling. Under the coconut tree, darling. It is there that you gave me your love, darling. It was under that coconut tree.
Let's go under the coconut tree, darling. Let's go under the coconut tree, darling. Let's go under the coconut tree, darling.
That Christmas after Rico died.
Yes.
So she sat there and she said, there are gifts under the Christmas tree out there. And I said, oh, Rosie, I don't know. I just feel today, that today especially. So she said to me, this is what I brought for you. She handed me the gift.
This was the last one. I kept this one to the last.
To you from Rosie. I know how much you wanted one of these. Wear it with joy. I feel so good here on the logs. What a nice thing to do, huh? And I opened the gift.
Let me see again.
Hey, that is my foot. And Rosie sat there and she says, that is the desired effect.
That was December 2002, and this is now August 2005, and she's still laughing.
It's still great, absolutely
She's still laughing.
On the line, all this is a proverb that we have that says, take kinty, keep a heart bun.
Which means what?
Take a smile and cover your sorrow. Kinty is a smile. Tiba, cover. A lot of people call it the language of laughter. Well, it is. It's full of humor, but it is therapy, wonderful therapy.
Oh, there's, for instance, a bongo dance. This is a kind of procreative dance, usually performed at the wakes of dead people.
It's in a dinky mood. Nowadays, it's the wake or something. But they would do this dinky meaning to cheer up the family of the dead person.
Plenty of us out there masquerading as cultural experts. But if it wasn't for Miss Lou, some of us wouldn't know what we are doing at all. We're going out there, but she told us where to dig.
The young people in Jamaica growing up now, they're not ashamed to speak in their
Oh,
own
no.
language.
And all the young dubbers tell me, they say, Miss Lou, you gave us the courage to do this, to write in the language,
She struggled hard to push that, yes, we have a language, we have to respect it, and then dub poets were able to say, yes, this is our language and we can use it.
I want to do some American dreaming, pretend we're living in the perfect system.
Rap music in the States comes out of Jamaica, it comes out of dub. It comes out of dub and reggae and that whole set of musical events.
And then there was a lot of talk every now and then about Miss Lou and the stuff that Miss Lou would write and create. The very first dub poetry I can remember seeing was Muta Baruka.
I think Muta Baruka was one of the earlier ones that did an album. He did an album with Louise Bennett.
Anybody know Muta Baruka? One day Muta come to me and him say, Miss Lou, you know that you was the first dubber? I said, true? He said, yes. So we'd like you to do a dub for me. I say, all right, boy. So if I was the first dub, I do for spite. And I take a thing that I wrote 40 years before. When I got count up now to see how old me is. Dirty is the ground, and it's an Ashanti word. But we were told that dirty was a corruption of the English language. It is not really. It's a trade word. Dirty tough, that means the ground is hard, the time is hard. But water scarce, yeah, rain a fall, but dirty tough. Things so bad that nowadays when you ask Maddie how them do.
It's a liberating thing, isn't it? The patois for you is not just words. For you, it's a language.
Definitely a language, my dear. For me, and it's something that I respect greatly.
Kerosene oil, gasoline gone up, and the dollar, the value here. Pot a boil, but things not bright. Bickle not enough, river flood, and rain a fall, but water scarce, and dirty tough, dirty tough, dirty tough. Now, my dear, dirty, so when we say dirty tough, ground, the ground hard. So that's why you hear my auntie wrote, she said that it really vexes her anytime she hear people a style for the Jamaica language as corruption of the English language. For she don't know we make them not call English language corruption of the Norman French and the Greek and the Latin, where them say English is derived from. You hear the word? Derived. English derived, but Jamaica corrupt. And afterwards say nothing go so. Jamaica derived too. Ow.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Pleasure. And we say in Jamaica, walk good.
Walk good.
Every day, walk good. On your way, walk good. Walk good, good follow you. If you just walk good, walk
The great physician now is nigh, the sympathizing Jesus. Go on your way in peace to heaven and wear a crown with Jesus. Upon the sun, sweetest name of all, sweetest name of Christ, Jesus blessed Jesus.
A lot of people say, yes, I mean, I live a foreign. Any which part me live. Toronto, London, Florida, Jamaica me there.